Hey there in YouTube land. And today I went to a library sale. Before I went there, we went to, actually I had to go a couple other places. So first off, we dropped into Value Village for a minute, and there was a lot of good stuff there, but funds were kind of limited. But I did pick up two things that are kind of cool that I want to show you guys. Then I'll share my library sale haul. I'd like to get back to the library thing again. I'm going to keep hitting around to her because she brings me back sometimes before it ends up. So I grabbed two things. Both were extremely cheap, actually. I grabbed Scooby-Doo Laugh Olympics Spooky Games. Apparently, they put out 2 volumes of Scooby-Doo Laugh Olympics before. And basically, they only had like 4 episodes on them. But this one here has has a brand new Spooky Games, whatever the heck that is. But the cool thing is that that's 12 episodes. Basically, the remaining 12 episodes of Laugh Olympics are actually on this disc right here, or the first one. So anyway. They actually got this retitled again on the Warner Archives thing with I think it's just called Scooby-Doo Laugh Olympics, the original 12, something like that. Anyway, it's got some cool stuff in it. We got Scooby Doobies, the Yogi Yahoos, the Really Rottens, you get the bad guys and stuff. You get like special guest stars are in this. Fred and Barney show up in this one here. A lot of really cool stuff. 2-disc set. I'm a big Scooby Doo fan, as you know. I want to get all the Scooby Doo animation that's out there and on in DVD format. And I am Canadian. I'm very Canadian. And this is a very Canadian show. My better half's not a big fan. I absolutely adore the show. For me, this is one of my funny shows. This one, and Trailer Park Boys, which I'm guessing even over in the United States, you guys there have pretty much kind of dug Trailer Park Boys stuff. So if you've seen this one, it's a little show called Corner Gas, and it's about like the small town called Dog River, where like nothing happens, and everybody's like this weird, quirky type of character. And the main star is this guy called Brett, and Brett basically Brett plays he's a comic book geek that works at a gas station, and it's about all the weird, strange people around him, and kind of like his own weirdness as well, and how he sees other people. One of the really cool things about this was the only season I think that did this, is that they did a different thing through episode guide. It's the season 3, they did it in the comic book format, and they actually do a comic book of Corner Gas, which I think is actually really cool. If you've never seen Corner Gas, really check it out. I think it's really fun. It's very Canadian in the style of humor that it has, and that doesn't always translate over sometimes, but I think it's a really good show. And it's one of those that I tend to, like, if I'm in the mood, I'll binge it. So I'm looking forward to this one. I paid $3 for this. It's so really cheap. He actually had the first season there as well, but it was $10, which was ridiculous. When the other season was was 3. So it has like 3 discs. I love this kind of comic booky look to it. This is what drew me to it right away. I'm a huge comic book geek, as you guys know. I've been watching for a while. So seeing the comic book version of a show that I really enjoyed was really cool. So Dog River Comics, Season 3. Awesome. Now I have something different for a change. I have some books to show you guys. First off, I was going around first, and I didn't pick up things right away. I was looking at stuff. I was, putting it down. I was about to pick one up, actually called Cult Movies 2. And this, to quote the opening words of The Shining, a vicious little prick, grabbed it out from under me, literally. As I put it down to text my better half to tell her that I found the movie section for the books, and he just swoops it up. And because it was a library sale, it was nice, but normally it wouldn't be that nice. So I did grab some neat stuff, so I'll show that to you right now. First, I'll show you some of the smaller ones. I'm a big fan of the original books. I thought I'd just give this one a try. I read Sonya, Star of Doom. I like the Red Sonya books. I really wanted to go there, and what I really wanted to get, and I didn't get to look around to see it. Hint, is there were I'm a really big fan of the Executioner and Long Arm series of paperbacks, but you can't buy the damn things on very much on the digital one. So I'm trying to get some of the actual editions of them. long arms because it was Western One and Stony Man and Executioner, Phoenix Force, all that stuff. So I grabbed Red Sonja, again, another one of those like kind of like cool pulpy little novels. Like great. Is that Boris art? Wow, this Boris. Okay, this is Boris artwork, so that's a bigger plus right there. Boris, famous artist. Look him up. And also grab this one. And you guys are gonna actually get a kick. If you guys know what this is, you're totally gonna get a kick out of this. It's a Steve Jackson. Yes, it is. It's a Steve Jackson kind of role-playing novel, fighting fantasy. So here we got the cool cover as we have with all these here, and we'll have the maps on the inside. And basically, how you get these things, you just I think you grab a dice to do this, and a pencil, or something, and just play. It's really fun. You've got like a stamina meter and all this stuff. It's really, really cool. If you grew up in like the 80s and the 90s, or the 90s, or like the 90s, well, you grew up in the 90s more than me. If you grew up in like the 70s and 80s like me, then you've seen these like Steve Jackson novels. They're really cool. They're like they're a choose your own adventure. This one's called, I think, the Fighting Fantasy series. I think this one was used. This one is fighting fantasy, and it's like orcs, dragons, zombies, vampires, a lot of cool stuff. So choose your own way to go. There's all kinds of like ambiguous pictures, ambiguously, yeah. Really cool stuff. So had to grab that. It's part of my childhood. If there's more Steve Jackson, I would have had them all. Next up, I picked up this one here, and looks really cool. It's one that I can actually maybe take to work and read as well. And it's America on Film. The representing race, class, gender, and sexuality at the movies. So Blackwell Publishing did it, so it should be an interesting kind of tome on cinema throughout the years. Gender in American film since the 1960s, masculinity in classical America. It's very much kind of an academic text on film, and I really like these things. Basically, the way the different genders and races were portrayed on film through the years. African Americans, Asian, Latino, women in classical Hollywood, just some really different things to look in there. The visual primers of women in film. So if you do if you do like a film studies course, you'd probably be doing this book somewhere along the way. So I really want to get it and read it. Next up, I pick up a Masters of Cinema book, and I grab the Hitchcock one because I'm a huge Hitchcock fan. There are some great pictures in this book and some wonderful text to look through. But there's just some amazing stuff. Some talking about the work of Hitchcock. Talks about silent period, the English sound films coming to America, Master of Suspense. There's like chronology, and there's like filmography there. So, Masters of Cinema, Alfred Hitchcock. Next up, I grabbed Hamlet. I'm a really big fan of Shakespeare. There's like a big book of like all the Shakespearean plays. I just was kind of looked like it was the pages look kind of loose and stuff, and I didn't want to grab it. But I did grab this one. And does this dude not look a lot like Christopher Eccleston? Like when I first saw it, I said, did Christopher Eccleston play Hamlet? Wasn't that David Tennant? And it was David Tennant, but we played Hamlet. But this is an Oxford University Press edition, so I really wanted to check it out. There's some great pictures in here, and that is Ralph Fiennes as Hamlet. So it is somebody famous. See, and I will totally geek out and read this over and over again. We got like many different actors in here. We got Ralph Fiennes in here. They show Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet as well. It's just a lot of different people doing the role. I wonder if that is Eccleston, because we're seeing so many people. Roger Rees as Hamlet. Roger Rees, a lot of people know from back in the day, he was known for comedies like Cheers and stuff like that. But he always played bad guys in movies too. Like if you watch the movie The Robin Hood Men in Tights, he was the bad guy in that one as well. Him and Richard Lewis. He was he's an English actor, really good English actor. Is that Eccleston? It doesn't. I'm not sure. Tom Wilkinson as Ratio. I just, damn it, I want to know who the hell is playing Hamlet in this one. So we're looking through this book, and I'm pretending like I'm not utterly trying to find out who's on the damn cover. So, but I totally am. Oh, that's Plutvic. Cover image by Donald Copper. That does not tell me anything. Further reading. Friends, you're getting your own back. So they're gonna leave me in suspense. I'm gonna have to Google it. If you guys know for sure who this is, because it looks a lot like Eccleston to me, and I'm sure he has played Hamlet. He has this personality for Hamlet, that's for sure. Next up, because that's driving me crazy, I went to the biography section and I picked up the Ava Gardner Love is Nothing. I'm a huge fan of Ava Gardner. She was a beautiful, beautiful lady, a fantastic actress, and it's got some great pictures in here, a lot of text, a lot to read on this one. I'm hoping this will be an interesting, engrossing book. I love biographies, and I got to go back and get more biographies there yet at the book sale.
Aaron, you're not dragging me out in this weather. It's freezing.
It is freezing outside, so I'm probably not going to be going back. So this is probably going to be the only holiday you're going to see the book sale. Even though, just saying. Anyway, great movies, 100 years of movies. So picked up this one, as you guys know. Movie fan here, so all kinds. We have The War, Law and Order, we got musicals, action and adventure. But does it have? Here's the question. Does it have horror? Well, it does, sort of. It has fantasy, sci-fi, and horror, so we'll count that. There's some great pictures in here. We'll have probably a lot of the stuff like Beauty and the Beast, of course, the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the original. It's like a bunch of movies listed here. Of course, 2001: Space Odyssey. I'm willing to bet there's not going to be any Friday the 13th here with this stuff. Speaking of Friday the 13th, we have our 13th edition of Cthulhu Ray coming up on this Saturday, and it's going to be a Friday the 13th themed issue, because basically it's our 13th ones, and as you guys know, I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan, so I'm going to have a lot of stuff to say. A lot of us are going to have a lot of stuff to say, but I'm definitely going to have a lot of stuff to say about Friday the 13th in all its incarnations. One more book. History of the Movies. And just fantastic picture of from Gone with the Wind. I'm actually a really big fan of that film. I mean, some classic pictures. And these books here, you know, you get a lot of these for some of these here fantastic stills, and just to read up on like some movies that you really want to get. Here's from let's see, and I think it was it I think it was D&D DVD. I was watching one of his videos, and he was watching this movie at the time. Great Dictator. This here talks about a lot of the early films, a lot of westerns and stuff like that as well, and gangster films. I gotta get more westerns in my collection. This one here, however, does not shy away from horror at all, and not only do you get American Werewolf in London, but you get The Closer to Halloween, The Omen. We get to see some Hammer stuff here, some original Lon Chaney. So that is Lon Chaney Jr. playing the son of Dracula, or the title character in Son of Dracula. It was never really said it was his son. It was kind of hinted at that it was Dracula. For the early vampire films, it tends to be my favorite. It goes in a different direction. It's set in New Orleans, by the way, instead of where like the normal Gothic ones are set. It's kind of like you get like North New Orleans type of Gothic, which would really be the start of that, because we wouldn't really get more of that until like the days of the Vampire Lestat and Interview with the Vampire, stuff like that. I remember being in college and picking up my Anne Rice novels probably for the first time. Well, her regular novels anyway. And just really, really completely falling in love with that world. And unfortunately, I did not keep it up. I have not read the latest of the Anne Rice novels or anything like that. But when I was in college, I did read a lot of that stuff. I mean, Anne Rice, Michael Slade, John Saul tend to be like three writers that I would go to. Like, would be kind of go-to writers for me, and just such amazing stuff. Anyway, book haul. Can I pick these all up at once without killing my back? Let's see. And the movies. So my haul for today, because everybody does this on their videos, and I guess I'm a sheep following whatever else does in this case, and it is, yeah. Lots of good reading. Where the hell am I going to put all this stuff? Yeah. Say hi to the Pale Lord in the Sky. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to finish off my tea that I started during the Star Wars trailer reaction video, which hopefully you've seen by now. Have a great day. For me, it's time for tea, and maybe I'll go back to the to the library sale.
No.
Yeah, I'm not going back. Have a good day.